Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ticking Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette syndrome. If you guys are new here or if you've been here a while, hi, my name is Carly. I am 27 years old and I have Tourette syndrome. Today's video is going to be talking about my most common tic, which is my eye blinking tic, a variety of blinking tics, if you will. I wanted to kind of go in depth into my eye tics and story times behind my eye tics because this was my first ever tic that I remember having, and I have a whack load of stories about my eye tics, and I wanted to tell some of them today, as well as talk about eye tics in general, because as I said, these were my first ever tics, and they're the tics that I literally just can't suppress. When I'm in public, I try my best to suppress my tics, like to the nth degree. I talk about this all the time, but I got race. I have a deep-rooted shame in my Tourette's. I think that it's something that is so shameful to me, even though I post online and try to advocate about positivity and accepting yourself and all that. I'm really, truly trying, but I've always just been ashamed of it, and getting past that is really challenging for me. So as I said, when I'm in public, I got race. I try to suppress my tics as much as I can, but the one tic I just simply cannot suppress are my eye tics. This can be anything from blinking rapidly, to blinking really hard, to rolling my eyes, to widening my eyes really big, to literally poking my eyes with my fingers if I can't get the tic right. I have so many tics that involve my eyes, and today we're gonna talk about them. When I first started experiencing tics at around the age of 10, I remember having really hard blinking tics, to the point where my eyes would just be blinking. I'll show you, let me show you close up. It would be like this. Really hard blinks like that. And I never even knew I was doing it. I've talked about this a lot on my channel before. I got rice in a bag, but I didn't notice my tics when I first started experiencing them. My mom and dad actually had to set up a webcam, and I had to record myself just talking, and watching it back, I saw these eye tics and these nose scrunching tics, and I was like, am I doing this? I had no idea that my body was doing this to myself. The eye tics were subtle enough, but at the very beginning of developing these tics, we didn't know they were tics, so my mom and dad and all of my family members and friends really would tell me, just stop, just try to stop, try your best, don't blink super hard. They even went as far as taking me to the eye doctor to see if I had vision problems because my eyes were just blinking constantly. At the time, I had 20/20 vision, not anymore, but my eyes were fine, and the eye doctor was like, you're good. So we eventually realized they were tics. I was eventually diagnosed with Tourette's, and these eye tics have just stuck with me this whole time. They have never once gone away. I don't think I go a moment in my day blinking normally, realistically. I wanted to make this video because eye tics are honestly some of the most common tics. I get so many comments from people and even parents of people with Tourette's saying, my kid does these eye tics that you're experiencing. Is this Tourette's? Are these tics? Yada, yada, yada. So many people experience eye tics, as I believe it's one of the beginner tics. A lot of people with Tourette's or tic disorders will experience eye tics, and I don't really know why they're so common, but it is one of the most common simple tics. As I was saying, I also have a variety of other types of eye tics. So for example, I'll widen my eyes really big. I'll blink really, really fast and rapidly. That's probably my most common one. I'll roll my eyes, or I'll roll my eyes to a side of my head, real far. And I have other types of eye tics, but these are the ones I do most often that I wanted to show you guys, showcasing that eye tics can be different. You can have different types of eye tics, but they're all tics in turn. Now, I did want to talk about some eye tic stories of mine, just because of the fact this tic has never left me, And I just have some like weird feelings about it. As I said in the beginning of this video, I suppress my tics in public, but I cannot suppress my eye tics no matter what. So unfortunately, since I can't suppress them, these tics get pointed out to me a lot. I have had so many people ask me what's wrong with my eyes. Do I have something in my eye? Am I okay? Am I crying? I have so many people in my life point out my eye tics because they're the ones that just don't go away. I can suppress my loud vocal tics. I can suppress the majority of my big movements. Like I can do that because I'm very medicated and also I've been through therapy and practice, but I just cannot suppress my eye tics. So let's get into some story times of awkward encounters with my eye tics. One of the weirdest encounters I get, which I actually had a similar one a few weeks ago. If you guys know, I've been sick in the hospital. I have to get my gallbladder removed and that's a whole other thing. But I was in the hospital bed getting an ultrasound of my gallbladder. And the doctor was like, are you ready? And she was talking to me about like how it was gonna go. And I was lying in the bed looking up at her and she was looking down at me and I was just blinking, not even really paying attention because I don't pay attention to my blinking. It's just so normal to me. But I was blinking apparently really hard and really rapidly. And this doctor literally stops mid-sentence and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, what do you mean? Like I'm sick, is that what you mean? And she's like, no, like your eyes, you're blinking. Are you okay? Like, are the lights bothering you? And I was like, oh, no, I have Tourette's, like it's on my file. And she was like, she was so embarrassed that she asked me this because like she's a doctor. I guess she was just trying to make sure I was okay, like genuinely. But she was like, after she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know. Just keep being you. Like she was really kind, but I actually get a lot of healthcare professionals asking me why I'm blinking the way I am. The next night in the hospital, a nurse came in and she was so rude. She was like, if you keep blinking like that, I'm gonna have to get you an eye test. And I was like, no, these are just tics. Like I got rice. I do this every day of my life. These are Tourette's tics. And she's like, no, we're gonna have to get you an eye test. Like this isn't normal. And I was like, are you good? Like this is literally my life. I've lived with this since I was 10. And yeah, she was rude about it, but the doctor was really nice about it. One of the other crazy stories about my eye blinking tics and like disclosing that I have Tourette's to people is actually with my boyfriend Colton. And it was on our first date. So we were driving in the car together. We had gone for coffee and then we got in the car and went on our way to mini golf. And as Colton was driving, I was in the passenger seat. We like did not know each other. This was the first date we ever had. And I was blinking really hard in the car and I didn't think he was noticing. I was also blinking really hard at the coffee shop we were at and I didn't think he really noticed. But in the car, he was like, hey, I have a question. And I was like, yeah, sure, what? Like, it was just kind of getting to know each other. And he was like, are your eyes okay? Like, do you have allergies? Is there something in your eye? Like, can I help at all? And immediately I was like, oh no, because I don't usually disclose on first dates that I have Tourette's. I like to kind of ease into it because sometimes it can be a lot for people to take. I've had people ghost me because I've said I had Tourette's. And so I was like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And something in my brain was like, he'll be okay with it. He's a nice guy. So I told him, I was like, I have Tourette's and this is a tic. And he was like, oh, like I had a friend in school who had Tourette's, so I understand it. And immediately my brain was like, thank God, because it didn't even faze him. He was just like, okay, let's keep on the date. Like, let's keep going. And then that night at the dinner table, I told him about my YouTube channel here, Ticcing Together. And he was like, that is so cool. Like how admirable that you're raising awareness for such a misunderstood community. Like I applaud you for that. And I was like, this man, oh my gosh. And here we are 2 years later, dating, living together, loving life. And he totally supports my Tourette's and I'm grateful for it. Another weird story about my eye blinking tics and like people noticing them is a lot of kids will ask me what is wrong with my eyes. And I don't always know how to answer this question. One of my ex-boyfriend's nephews one time was like, what is wrong with your eyes? And I didn't know what to say because I don't believe, he was like 4, 5 maybe. He wasn't at an age where I could just be like, he wasn't at an age where I could just be like, I have Tourette's, because like he's not gonna know what that is. So I just told him something along the lines of like, I just blink a lot and I can't control it. And he was fine with it. It didn't faze him. But it's happened with a lot of other kids before too, like my younger cousins, people I dealt with when I was in university. A lot of younger people ask me why, and they don't know. And so they're just curious, and I try to tell them. So many people think I have allergies or that I have a bad vision problem, even though I have glasses. So many people think I have something in my eye. I get so many like different conspiracies about why I'm blinking like this. But the truth is, I have Tourette's. It is the one tic that I cannot suppress no matter how freaking hard I try. And I think it's crazy because since it is like the first tic that I remember having that I can't suppress it, like it's just kind of like a full circle moment. I cannot suppress my blinking. And like, of course, everyone blinks every day. Like you can't not blink. But my blinking is so unnatural. But to me, it feels normal. And I live with it. This is my life. And a lot of people experience eye tics. So if you ever see someone doing weird stuff with their eyes, it could be eye tics, you never know. I just find it funny that I get a lot of people like really concerned, like, are you okay? And they're like tiptoeing around it. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just blinking rapidly, like I'm good. But people don't always know how to approach tics and Tourette's because it's kind of taboo still in the world. There's such a stigma behind it. I truly believe the stigma is getting better, but people don't always know how to like approach it. And it's fine to ask questions about it. Like I don't mind. But that is all for this video. Eye tic 101 with Carly. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to talk about my eye tics on a deeper level today and tell some story times about it because like this is so common to me. I get questions about my eye tics weekly probably from different people, like even strangers. So I wanted to debunk some myths and talk about it in this video in case you guys see it and are like, why is she blinking so weird? This is why I have Tourette syndrome. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below saying hi. I got rice, telling me what you would like to see in future videos, letting me know if you experience eye tics and how they affect you, or if you have any story times similar to mine, because am I just weird? Do people just like looking at my eyes? I don't know. I don't know. If you're not already subscribed to the Ticcing Together family, please click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay tuned to all of my content here at Ticcing Together. I would totally, genuinely appreciate that. We recently reached over 103,000 subscribers, which is bonkers. So thank you to all of you guys. As always, we are learning together, we are laughing together, and we are ticking together. I love you guys so much. Bye.